Okay, as a creator, there's a lot of ugly PC cases that I don't think deserve a look. And then there are some gorgeous PC cases that do deserve a look. This is the new era, the era 2, pun intended, that looks absolutely amazing. Whenever something comes from Fractal, you know you can be excited, and you should be excited about this one as well. Let me show you why. This video has been brought to you by Dell, the go-to brand for people looking for reliable performance, great build quality, and design. Whether you're a gamer, creator, or a business, they've got a solution for you. I recently bought two of my favorites, and in my opinion, the best Dell laptops. So go check out the whole playlist of the device and a full overview of the laptop through the links in the video description below. Thanks Dell for sponsoring this part of the video. Now, this is actually long-awaited case because the previous generation was quite old and had quite a few issues. Most of them related to cooling and not very good airflow design, which they have fixed on the new one. Let's take a look. Oh, instantly beautiful design. Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you. Look at the design. It's so cool, so elegant, feels so premium. They know that they started this whole wood trend with the Fractal North. Remember that? They're continuing that with this top cover. Amazing. So from the outside, in the front, we have a solid front panel. We've got a very nice I/O. We've got a power button that just feels premium. You've got your headphone mic combo jack, USB-C port, and two USB Type-A ports. The USB-C is actually 3.2 Gen 2 X2 rated, 20 gigabits. Then on both sides, on left and right, you can see the grill on the side. So whether it's your CPU or GPU, they get fresh air from the sides. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. It makes a difference, believe it or not. We've got a nice Fractal logo in the side. Oh, it's on both sides. Then we've got this intake on the bottom. It's like a bit weirdly angled here, so it's not exactly flat, it's a little bit of a pyramid. You can see 220mm fans installed there, and then on the bottom here you can remove the actual filter and clean it for the intake fans on the bottom there. These rubber pieces here are just for transport, so you can throw them away. If you press on this side where there's two little lines on the wood, it pops out from the other side and you can literally remove it. This feels very solid, very good quality. You've got metal on the other side, so that kind of helps the wood to not bend and still remain in very good condition after years of use. Very nice, smells like your new leather shoes. In order to actually remove the chassis, you need to undo the dust filter on the bottom there. Take that one out. It's kind of like an actual lock, and then now the chassis should just lift. As you can see, boom. Lift up like that. This is a very nice and solid piece. Now it's probably time we talk about the cooling because you can see some cooling options here. It's kind of like a chimney design that goes up. You've got 220mm fans. As you can see, they're pre-installed. And then there's the top bracket which support up to 240mm or 120mm and also 280mm radiator. Now in order to lock it, there's these little button, like kind of a locking on the side. Push it to that side and it comes off, and then the same on the other side. And then now you can just remove this bracket. This is really nice. It kind of like just clicks on. You just unlock it on both sides and take it off. I really like that design as well. So when you put your radiator on, it's very easy to put on. No screws, very nice engineering. I'm liking it a lot. On this side, we've got a very interesting tray that I haven't actually seen before. So usually these are 3.5 inch where you put your big hard drives on, but this is actually meant for two 2.5 SSDs installation. So let's say you've got your two Iron Wolf Pros, kind of doesn't go in. So you will have to remove it, plug them in, and then the two 2.5 SSDs go into there. We'll take the accessories off here, but your power supply will slot into this area here, and then motherboard comes on the side there. Now this spine in the middle here is actually kind of movable. If you remember Fractal Terra, the middle kind of moves a little bit. As you can see in here, there's 2 or 3 positions. Right now it's pushed all the way to that side. So this is the configuration with the maximum GPU support, which goes on this side. So talking about the GPU support, this chassis is really, looking at the specs, designed around the RTX 4090 Founders Edition from NVIDIA, because it supports a 3-slot GPU, 63mm thick, 326mm long, and 137mm high. Now, if you look at the Founders Edition specs, then it's exactly 137mm high, and in terms of thickness, it's 2mm skinnier, which means that they don't want the fans to be exactly onto the side panel, because then it starts to make weird noise. So they've engineered it exactly so that there's 2mm space in here with the panel, so it doesn't make that much noise, and it fits exactly into this space in here. The Founders Edition will like end kind of a 2 centimeters off. If you try to fit any other 4090s, I don't know any other 4090s that are that kind of skinny, because you only have 63mm here to play with. You could put other GPUs in there, and one of the good ones that I would recommend is the Asus ProArt RTX 4080 Super, which will fit very nicely in here. The PCIe Gen 4 riser cable is already included, and the GPU power cable is already pre-routed as well. The power supply can be SFX or SFX-L. I personally would recommend SFX, because then you've got a little bit more room for your cable management, a little bit easier to build, but sometimes the SFX ones are a little bit more expensive. So the CPU cooling, as I mentioned, the top supports 280mm radiator, but if you want to go air cooling, you only have up to 90mm to play with in terms of CPU cooling, which is not a lot. So you'll have to have kind of like a downdraft coolers. None of the towers will actually work in here. So it's really meant for an AIO cooling for that, which is a no problem. And if you do go with the 70mm air cooling option, you actually have less GPU clearance here, because that spine's going to have to move this way, and you can fit skinnier GPUs, if that makes sense. There is also a Kensington lock on the back over there. So because it's so small and so light, and if someone sees such a gorgeous PC case on the table in your office, for example, they might want to nick it. This prevents that. I like how this accessory box just perfectly fits into there. Lastly, there are 3 colors available. What I have here is the charcoal black version, but there is a blue and a white or a silver version also available. It looks a little bit like gunmetal gray. On the picture, it looks more black. It has a little bit of a blue tint or silvery tint on it. I'm absolutely loving this design. Fractal, thank you. If you want to check it out, the links are in the description below.